Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nite of Misfortune coming back to the game of Supreme Commander 2. Gonna be casting a tournament today that I'm running. It's a 1v1 tournament with some fun modded maps, one of which you see here. It's been a long time, so hopefully my commentating skills have not diminished too much, but it's good to see everybody. I will attempt to be talking to you guys in chat, but keep in mind that it is a 5-minute delay due to tournament. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the match we have right now. It is a round 1 match. I'll talk about the tournament structure in a minute, but let's go ahead and introduce our players. The colors are actually wrong. I'm going to update that. On the left, we have our red Serpent commander with the name of Malfi. I'm actually not sure. That's probably how you say it. Not too complicated of a name. And he is starting up with an air factory and a double land factory. A good build, interesting build. Might be a little tad too quick with the third factory with just a little bit of a longer expand distance here initially, but we'll see how that goes. And his opponent on the right, it is a well-known player from Germany. He is SoulRipper 77. So let me really quickly, he's opened actually very similarly, but obviously as Aeon, you can't really go 3 factories like Cybern. So we will see what that pans out to. Let me very quickly update the colors. That is completely wrong. So let me talk about the tournament really quickly. So the tournament is a 2-stage tournament, like some of the events that I've ran before. And basically, there's 5 players to each group. And 3 players from each group advance. The first player in each group has a little bit of an advantage, being able to go directly into the quarterfinals, whereas the second and third seeds have to play a wildcard round. So you kind of see the tournament bracket in between the games, and you will be able to kind of visualize it a bit better. So I actually really like the start of Malfi here. He has paused his air production here, which could honestly be a blessing or a curse depending on how he handles this initial push. So if he is doing what I think he's doing, I think this might end up being a marvelous tactic here. If one anti-air tower will pretty much shut down this air, especially if he brings these 3 out here as well. But so far, I'm not really seeing where Malfi wants to set up his forward base. I think he actually wants to set it up here, which is not too bad with the mobile missile launchers or the missile upgrades on the land factories. So we will see what he decides to do with that. There's a radar coming up for SoulRipper. I don't think he sees this push quite yet. He might have scouted with one of his planes, but just got to reconfirm. These tanks are in a weird position. So if Malfi has a chance, he has it now. And do we have an upgrade on the ACU? No, we do not have an upgrade on the ACU. At least not for stars. And I'm not sure what he is putting his research points into here. I think Malfi has been practicing for this tournament, whereas SoulRipper I think hasn't played for a little while. So it'll be interesting to see how Malfi handles this. I've actually never seen him play before. So hopefully he will show some good skill here. It looks like SoulRipper is trying to flank over here with the tanks that he set up over there on the top, and I think he's actually going to be able to flank Malfi. Malfi is going straight for the commander. SoulRipper is getting a shield on his factory. That's going to mean that he's pretty much safe here, and Malfi is in a really awkward spot here. Malfi brings in his planes, which I don't know where SoulRipper's planes are, but he's going to be able to clean up these couple of weed buffs here. And yeah, I think Malfi just pushed a little too hard, especially without a point defense. You can't really push in to an Aeon like that. One shield just changes a lot of things for the Aeon, and Malfi is forced to retreat to the bottom, and not having that third land factory now is going to be very painful, especially now that the air is lost. Hello, rainbows. Hello, angry. And hello, Makis. Makis. I don't know how to properly say your name, but welcome everybody. I see we already have about 12 viewers, so thank you guys. And I hope it's going to be an exciting day of Supreme Commander 2. I will be joined by Spiff in a little bit once he decides to wake up. And Malfi does end up going down. It's just a little too hard to come back from that. Being flanked, SoulRipper, quite an easy flank setup there. Malfi just pushing way too hard. And a little bit of a misplay, I think, from him. But he does have a second game, so we will jump straight into that. I think the second map is Open Palms, but I will have to confirm, and I will be right back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. We are on Open Palms, the most classic of classics. And we are watching the second game in our matchup of round 1 between Malfi and SoulRipper. Let's go ahead and introduce our players and see what they are up to. Doing the same thing already, we have our red Cyber Commander from Russia. He is opening up with an air factory and 2 land factories. Now, we'll see what he decides to do with that. I hope he doesn't push into an Aeon the same way he did last game. And his opponent is our yellow Aeon Commander. It is SoulRipper 77 from Germany, opening up also with the same exact build as from game 1. And if you hear those beeps, I'm actually going to disable those. My apologies, guys. It's been a while since I've ran a tournament. Well, like I said, now how do I do this again? Oh God, I don't even. Oh boy. Oh, there we go. Do not disturb. There we go. Okay. You will not hear those pesky sounds anymore. And we have a scout from our yellow commander coming in already. And just so you guys know, of course, if a player loses here, they are not out. It is the group stages. So that means basically they're fighting for every map, and each map is kind of important. So even if you get a tie, it could mean the difference between qualifying or being disqualified, or it could even mean the difference between first and second place, or second and third. And second and third can be quite a bit of difference because you will be in a different part of the bracket. So for these players, it might be avoiding a good player from Group D, for example. So, and Group D is kind of the group of death for this tournament. So it will be kind of tough. Of course, this group also... Oh, wait. This is Group D, Malfi. Group A is also pretty good. Group B is very interesting. I think there's a lot of new players in there. It was random assignments, so it kind of worked out very interestingly. So we will see who out of Group B comes out on top, and are they able to do well in the knockout stages as well. I see some more people chatting. It is good to see y'all. Welcome Iron, welcome Kenny. I already said hi to Rainbows, but I will say hi again. And how's my volume, guys? Let me know if my voice is a little low. Like I said, it's been a while, so my settings might be off. I mostly stream different things now, if I do stream. So far, Malfi's expansion has honestly been very impressive. He's also very smart to have given up on this expansion here. This expansion is still going, but there's no anti-air coverage up here. So it will be very, I think, difficult to handle. Radar goes down. A very nice snipe by SoulRipper there. Nice bombing run. No split there, but those bots are still going to be alive, and we really need some anti-air. Malfi's game plan here has been to stop producing air off of this opening, and you really just need to handle the air somehow. And with this push coming out again, I'm not sure. I mean, it fell flat on its face in game 1. I think the game plan from Malfi is just to try and snipe the commander as soon as possible, but you really can't do that because a good player like SoulRipper is just going to micro his commander out of range just enough, just as you see here. to stay alive and snipe your commander. So, I mean, I think Malfi's game plan is solid against maybe a newer player, but against an experienced player, I think you're going to have to come up with something a little bit more consistent, I suppose. So, nevertheless, I think I enjoyed Malfi's build. It has some potential, but just need to come up with a contingency plan off of that. But anyway, we're going to take a short break before we start round 2, and I will be right back in just a moment. If you're still watching, give a thumbs up to this video. If you liked the video, leave a comment. If you loved the video, please subscribe. And if you are blown away by it, check out my Patreon page. This has been Nite. Take care and peace out.